Good morning. Thursday. Time is it? It's coffee time with Kristel. So as you're joining me, trying to show you my background here. Well, I guess if I didn't have this cup of coffee in my hands, I could multitask. Just gonna do it this way. Hibiscus for you from the island and an electrical wire. But welcome to my coffee talk with Kristel. As you are joining me live, you can join me live on my. I can't change my screen. I am hearing myself. Let me close out all of this. We're live, Irene, right? We're good. You got the link so you can share. So we're going to go ahead and share on the page here so you can join me, either the replay or just come join me now. So Coffee Talk with Kristel right now. Thank you. See you there. And you on my YouTube, hello, hello. Welcome to Coffee Talk with Kristel. I'm trying to finish this here so we can go. There we go. Here so you can join me. Okay, so we are live. Irene, I'll just wait for you to give me some thumbs up. I'm going to mute you to make sure I don't hear background so I don't get distracted. Okay, welcome, welcome. I actually have a fifth topic that is not going to be just a mystical one. It's actually going to be, and let me hit record for. Okay, so today's topic, homes were delisted and coming back. Fed's rates, all of those topics. But then I also want you to hang in tight until I'm going to share with your fifth one, because this was a question asked by a realtor. Kristel, what do I tell people about? Do they wait? Do they keep on moving? So I'm going to give you a little bit of history chat here as well. So if you know someone sitting on the fence because of rates, share this with them. Because what's happening right now is not what most people think. Rates just moved back in the mid sixes. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to get exactly a 6.5 or anything like that, right? It's in the mid sixes. Depending on your situation, things will change. If people are reacting, and they're reacting to the wrong thing. Let's talk about what's actually driving this. It's not just the Fed Reserve that really kept things the same. It's inflation. It's global uncertainty. It's bond markets. All of that is influencing mortgage rates. So when someone says, I'm just going to wait for rates to drop, the real question becomes, how long and at what cost? If rates stayed right around here for the next 6 to 12 months, so the mid 6%, would that change your plans? And if it would, what are you waiting for that hasn't happened yet? Because what I'm seeing right now is the homeowners sitting on equity. And there are articles that you can read and statistics that more people are sitting on a lot of more equity than a 401k balance. So because the opportunity is right now, isn't just in the rates, it's the homes themselves, the equity you have access to. So don't just hang for, hey, what are the Feds doing? What the market rate is doing? What can you do right now with the situation that's at hand? And that's why I say topic number 5 is going to be where you might want to still hang on to this coffee talk, because it's not for everybody to make a move. It's not for everybody to wait. It's based on your situation, and I want to show you historically what people have been saying. Topic number 2. Before you scroll past this, drop a home emoji if you've been casually looking at homes lately, because I'm about to change how you see what's on the market happening. Give me 1 second, because I want to actually change this background. This is the technology of going live, but at the same time, wanting to have my side effects that I'm sharing with you. This is the topic. Okay. So hang in there with me as, again, I said, before you scroll past this, drop a home emoji if you're actually casually looking at homes lately, because I'm about to change how you see what's new on the market. Nearly 450,000 nationwide sellers who delisted their home last year, they relisted them in January alone. I know we're already at the end of March, but just want you to see how quarterly things can change. 450,000 homes were delisted and then put back on the market in January alone. And some even waited for this current season, which is the spring. It may look like new homes, but they actually may be homes that have been listed and they're coming back. That data comes from Redfin and aligns with what the National Association of Realtors is seeing. Homes are sitting longer, and instead of selling, they're being pulled, refreshed, and relisted. So most people, what they don't see is when a home doesn't sell the first time, it goes through a reset. 30, 60, sometimes 90 days on the market, feedback from buyers and agents, and changes in staging, photos, and condition. And very often, they're having to do a price, what they call nowadays, improvement. It's really a price reduction, 3%, 10%, or even more. The emphasis that price dropped, that's the market speaking. That's motivation. So if a seller already went through months without selling, do you think, and you might be that seller, do you think they're more open to negotiating now because they're putting back? And if they already adjusted the price once, how flexible might they be on terms and closing costs? So, should you buy now or wait? Because waiting might get you a lower rate. But right now may not be a better deal on the home itself. So the real question becomes, how do you take advantage of that without feeling stuck selling your home first? And that is what I'm going to talk about. And I've had several of those topics because a lot of people are coming back with equity and wondering, how do I access that equity? That's our next talk. And unfortunately, I do not have a better background. So we're just going to go ahead and go with a blank one, because this is really the meat of it. This is where, if you're a homeowner and you ever thought, I want to move, but I feel stuck, I want you to comment, move, because you may have more options and opportunities than you actually realize. So now, one option is you use a HELOC, which is a home equity line of credit on your current home. That means you're going to keep your current property as a rental. You pull the equity and use it for your next purchase. Many homeowners have rates that are in the 3s and the 4% range. So why give that up? If the rent can cover the mortgage and even the HELOC, the new lien that you're getting to actually have your down payment, now you've turned your home into an asset. And you don't have to stay in that position forever. This can be your temporary right now of pulling the equity, buying your next home. And who knows, depending on how the market moves, this could be how it also helps you have extra stream of income. You say, well, yeah, but the HELOC has a higher interest rate. Yes, but your first has a low rate. So the blended payment is very important to see, do you actually still cash flow positive to pay and break even, or you may even make extra money and pay towards that new home. The other option could be you buy before you actually sell. You say, well, yeah, but there's a risk there. What if my house doesn't sell? You can always decide, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and rent that house. But the bridge loan gives you an opportunity, usually 180 days, where you use the equity in your home, you buy your home first. More comfortably, you can do like a no contingency. And then when your house sells, you do a recasting feature. You take the equity and apply towards the principal, and you're not even having to refinance. That could remove the EMI, that can reduce your monthly payment. And then you have time to go ahead and have your house sold without the pressure. So that is option number 2. Option number 3, the third option, you offer make an offer with a contingency on the sale of your home. It's simple, but some sellers, they won't accept it. So you may miss opportunities. This isn't really about can I move? It's more, how do you want to move? You have options. A lot of times, people who have equity right now, they purchase their home. You may have purchased your home with 3% FHA, 3.5%, or 3% conventional, or even 5%. Now you find yourself with a lot more equity in your pocket, pay off some debts, go ahead and have a larger down payment, 20%. Yes, rates may not be 3 and 4%, but now you are putting a larger down payment. And that helps you as you calculate your cash flow. Topic number 4. How do you actually qualify for those programs? So if you ever thought this sounds great, but probably that don't qualify, keeping 2 properties and needing the money from the equity in my home. So follow this and save it, because this is where most people get it wrong. Qualification comes down to income, credit, equity, and your monthly obligations, your debt to income ratio. When you have a HELOC, you're keeping the home. So your next loan is usually either a conventional or an FHA. Yes, I do have other options, bank statement loans, but we're just going to keep it simple, conventional and FHA. Conventional, you can have multiple properties, and the rental income may help you qualify. We usually will take the future rental income with the lease and the proof that you've received the first payment, first month rent, and the deposit, or just the deposit, depending on the terms of your contract. We'll offset the actual future payment, the new home. Back it up. You will offset that payment to what your current mortgage is, along with your line of credit if you did a line of credit. Okay, that is really for clients who have strong credit, and also if you have an FHA loan, this will be currently on your current residence. This will be your next step, will be conventional, because you cannot have, and with some exceptions, you usually only have one FHA loan. Now, let's say you have a conventional loan and you want to go FHA for some reason. It gives you lower credit options, lower down payments. And you have to remember, of course, this is your primary residence, and you could have some exceptions. Like I have one client who has an FHA, and she's getting another FHA, but her family size has increased tremendously. She had a 2-bedroom moving into 4-bedroom house. So there are some exceptions that can be asked for. So what if your current home could help you qualify instead of holding you back? With bridge options, your equity is key. Equity in your home, ability to carry short-term payments, and have an exit strategy, being able to sell the property. And with the bridge loans, they will basically keep on adjusting the price to make sure that you sell the home as quickly as possible to get from under that knock program or any bridge loan. Remember, this is temporary. And once your home sells, you can restructure your loan. If you do a contingency, that's really the simplest and least expensive way. You just may miss some opportunities with the property that you may want to purchase. But yet, this is where you have a pre-approval with a contingency on the sale of your home. Once your home you find the property you're buying, the seller agrees that you have a contingency. You sell your property in the morning, let's say, and then you buy the new home in the afternoon. Just give you time to go from one closing to another and wire off the funds for your purchase. It's much easier to qualify because we are making the assumptions your property is going to sell. We're not going to have that debt. We're not going to have that payment. We provide proof with a signed settlement statement, and we go ahead and have that as your closing condition for the next purchase. And you close in the afternoon and you move into your home. So The biggest misconception is that I need to sell first to qualify, and that's not always true. So just want to give you a different perspective, opportunity to educate yourself on your options and not feel stuck. Now, the one topic that I wanted to add, and I'm not going to say is topic number 5, it's really something that as I was working on what am I going to talk about today, it came to mind of one of my realtor friend asked, Kristel, the timing. And guess what? I'm always hearing about timing. Should I wait for things to settle? And to me, the honest answer is the market is it's always unsettled in some way. So in 2008, people were waiting for stability. In 2018, they were waiting for lower rates. In 2021, they were waiting for prices to drop. In 2023, they were waiting for rates to fall again. There's always a reason to wait. Very often, the waiting reason is fear. Stability. Am I going to miss out on lower rates, price drop, or prices to fall again? So let me ask you, what exactly are you waiting for? And how will you know when it's safe enough for you to move? Because what I've seen over and over again is that people don't miss opportunities because of the market. They miss them because they're waiting for certainty that doesn't exist. The world doesn't always give us certainty. Conditions around us don't give us certainty. Now, I'm going to tell you, waiting is not always wrong. Your finances may not be ready, which is why I always encourage work on what you can control. Your situation may not be stable. You may be commissioned as realtors, lenders are, or either other people in other industries. And waiting might be the right move instead of getting under a mortgage that is going to put you under a stress level, right? So waiting without a plan, though, that's where people lose time. That's where people lose money. And that's where people lose opportunity. The goal isn't to time the market perfectly. It's to make a decision that works for your situation. And then you adjust as the market changes. As the owner of the company that I work for Nexa, be flexible. You make a decision now, you move forward. If something shifts, make a change. So for instance, some of the scenarios that I gave you, you decide you do the bridge loan, but things changed. You can't really close that way, whatever the reason, go ahead and keep the property as a rental. You want to go ahead and purchase right now. Now you do want to assess, does this make sense? Do I qualify? Do I have the budget and all those things? The market changes. Okay, what does it mean? Do I go ahead and do house hacking with it? There are always opportunities that'll get presented. The only certainty that we have is having, for me, my belief is having faith that you are guided. So you ask your inner self, is this the best move for me? With all the information that I've received, I qualify. This is what I can do. I am going to make a decision according to the information that I have. I've done all of my homework. I've been qualified. It makes sense with the information and data that I have. I'm going to move forward. Or with the information that I have, it doesn't make sense. No matter what my lender, no matter what my realtor tells me, I am not feeling like this is the right move. And it could be for multiple reasons. So you got to assess and have certainty in your decision, just not certainty in everything else around. It's with the data that I have right now, this makes sense. But don't do it from a fear or from a place of fear. Do it from a place of clarity. I am clear. I'm moving forward because it makes sense. I am clear. I'm moving forward. I'm not moving forward because I am not certain about my finances right now. And that's really what I wanted to take away. And it's actually going to lead us into my next my topic number 5 usually. So if this gave you a different look, a different way to look at timing, share this with someone who's stuck in waiting mode. So this closes out my coffee talk with Kristel mortgage or date. I'm gonna take a sip because I feel like I just kept on sharing with you. And we're going to go into the mystical part, the Kristel's sacred home. And I actually did start with that topic that is coming through, and I'm going to keep going through that. But I'll first want to invite you to connect with, some call your higher self, with God, with love, really the infinite. And it's, I would say, I'll admit, it may be easier for me to connect because I do feel energies, because everything is energy. So some people, they may be uncomfortable or like, what are you talking about? Everything is energy, because they don't necessarily have that feeling, that connection to it. But I invite you to play with it. Don't make it right or wrong, just play with it, because it may be subtle right now, or it may not be the way that you actually connect with energy, with your intuition. But my invitation is, as we ground, as we go into this section of mystical Kristel, we need to connect with the heavens, however that feels for you, and the earth, and bring that into your heart, heaven and earth, because we are experiencing life on this plane. And when you, as you say that, what I do is that I'm connecting with the highest version of the earth. Why? Because you know how you have the highest version of yourself, which is the version that's love, the version that's Christ consciousness, which is really a reflection of being God-like, meaning acting like a divine being that reflection of the divine. That's the highest version of the earth that I'm asking you to connect with. Highest version of yourself, not the one that's in fear, the one that's in serenity, the one that's really at peace. The one with the David Hawkins map of consciousness, which fear and all that is lower vibration. We are bringing it to the highest vibration, the highest part of you. You may not be experiencing that all the time, but it's an invitation that in this moment, connecting with that part that feels, I'm breathing, and I'm going to breathe you deeper until I feel like, you know what? This is the moment of peace, a moment of gratitude, a moment of the highest vibrations, love, joy, peace, enlightenment, connection with the divine, connection with my heart, connection with my essence, connection with the purest part of me. And once you do that and you feel comfortable with it, if you take any topic, like we just talked about, how does it settle in me? Oof, I'm not comfortable with making a decision right now. Okay, so ask yourself, coming from my head and all the information I may have gathered, how can I move into my heart so I can create certainty, not in the world around me, but in my decision based on right now in the present moment? Certainty that you're being guided step by step, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it feels like, I don't know if this is the right decision, but for right now, this feels my best next step, the next step, one step at a time. I am feeling a lot of energy around with everything that's happening, because I am very much sensitive to the energy around, to what's happening, to what others are experiencing. And I do have to take moments away, which is why I do live a life that is very much of solitude of my own, and then I go into community. But I'm an introvert. I need to reset myself with my own energy, with the energy of the Earth. My brother does tell me, be careful about the energy of it because there's a lot of movements there. But it's really the highest vibration of Mother Earth, of Mother Gaia, that I connect with. And then the divine, and the divine. And as I continue to, as they say, raise my consciousness, raise my awareness, raise my frequency, lower the parts of the triggers, the pain, the suffering, all those, but really stepping into what we call the divine feminine. I am learning, embodying more of what that is. And I'm excited to, as I keep on sharing from my throat, from my truth, from what is alive in me now, more will keep on coming because we are going through shifts. The shifts that we are seeing with the war, Iran, the US, ICE, all of those things are happening. It's a reflection of what we as humans are experiencing and is reflected outward to us. When we are being triggered by them, when we're being impacted by them, it means something to us. And it's for us to do the work of, this is not just out there. It's what does this mean for me? How do I detach? This is more from a Buddhist practice, detachment, not just staying connected to all of it. Like I literally have to, I just like disconnect from the matrix so I can be more centered. So this may be like totally, Kristel, what the hell are you talking about? This makes no sense to me. Or it's maybe like, wow, she's onto something that I've been feeling and I've been experiencing. And let me go deeper for myself. And that's where I come as an invitation. I'm bridging from the talk of mortgage, which is our everyday conversations of what you're experiencing in life, to what we're shifting and going towards. We don't know exactly what that's going to look like. Some people have predictions. I'm not making predictions. I'm just asking you to step on the bridge of the consciousness of love. If it is war that you're experiencing and you're focused and you are triggered by it, ask yourself, where is that war within me? Not to be wrong, but as an observer, where is it that it is creating uncomfortableness? Not to stay in it and swim in it forever. It's actually to transmute it and bring prayer, love, switch of the light from the darkness to the light, whatever that is for you. This is an opportunity to raise your energy, your frequency. In layman's term, to go from fear, uncertainty to certainty, you are guided by love. But you have a choice. And that choice is more and more eminent on us. Every moment, every instance, am I operating from a place of love, from a place of compassion? Oof, that compassion has been testing me. Because yes, when you're in solitude, if you're a monk and you live in the mountains, like I lived in Mount Shasta, where it was so peaceful with the snow and everything, it's easy to just come and I feel joyful and having a cup of coffee and everything is just amazing. I have a bird on the other side of my screen. It feels like, yeah, fly away. When you're in the midst of it and it feels muddy, when you see mud, what do? You can step in it and just, I'm going to be like a kid and just play in that mud for a moment. But eventually you rinse your feet. Eventually you go ahead and clear, bring an element of water, for instance, to clear that mud so you can see better. So whatever that murky and muddy place is within the heart, it's not about just others on the other side. It's how do I clear and cleanse? How do I lighten myself? Let go, detach. Major invitation I have for you right now. Spring season. It's change of the season. Okay, in the islands, there's no change of the season. It's also rainy or sunny, or it's we have only 2 seasons. But it is definitely, we know a season, right? If we're stepping into a new season, Go through your closets, clear things out. The things that are torn, either fix them. I wouldn't. Energetically, I wouldn't necessarily do that. But if you like to fix things like my mother and you know how, fix them. Don't leave them in your closet with holes. Clear, cleanse. By letting go, you give room for air, which is another element, to come through and give you breath, give you peace, gives you place to renew and add something. Be careful with not accumulation because we're stepping more into minimalist. Even though I travel, I do have lots of luggage and sometimes I do purge. It's like it's time to let go. So this is my invitation to, I've done many invitations, but the invitation really is cleanse, clear, sweep things around you, in you. Sit in silence. I'm not going to say meditate. Sit in silence. Like I told my niece this morning, from your toes to what's in front of you, just be observant. Yeah, but she said, did I hear noise? Okay, just hear the noise. Let the noise not impact you. Easier sometimes to say than actually do it. Because sometimes in my area right now, there's construction. So it's like, I'm suffocating. Take a moment. Breathe in gratitude. I'm in a beautiful place. What I share with you, and this is another invitation, what we share and tell others, like I'm doing right now, it's very much an invitation for self, a reminder. So as you teach to others, remind yourself, this is also teaching for self. I'm not vomiting information for you. It's a reminder for me out loud to keep on implementing, embodying all that I just shared. Breath, reflection in the mirror, what's happening out there. It's for me. Why is it for me? What's coming up? What's that muddy? Third, the mud that you're experiencing. How do I clear it? How do I cleanse it? Who do I forgive? Starting with self first. So you can move forward after the cleansing to allow the air to just be clear and open, to place new opportunities there, and keep on evolving and raising your energy to one place, your heart, to love, home. Not just a home that I teach you about as to how to acquire a property, but the home in your heart. Bridging and stepping onto that bridge towards your divine love, your divine presence, the spark in you. Because my intent as a guide is to reflect back to you where you can be in the presence of your own divine spark, of your own divine presence. As you intently have the intent to do and see yourself as a divine spark, we get to see that in others. Even when we know some people, like those who are in leadership, bring a lot of chaos. I have come to accept the chaos we are experiencing right now is one that we needed. How do I know that? Because that's the one that we're experiencing right now. It's muddy, but in due time, that's going to clear. What are you doing in the meantime? Are you staying in the mud, in the chaos? Or are you raising above all that? Not that anything is bad in that sense, but raising your frequency so you experience, so I experience joy, peace, excitement. But how do you experience peace and excitement when everything is going around in such a way? Because it is I'm not going to say game, because some people say it's a game, it's a matrix and all. Okay, all that is true. But it's an opportunity for us to be like a giraffe, our neck to go above all that, so we can pray and love for others to experience that heightened energy of love. Because in the end, love and light are really what we get to experience through abundance. Abundance not just in money, abundance of love, abundance of exchange and growth. So with that, I want you to leave you with, take a moment to just sit in silence. And that's what I will do with the 33-second. And this is what you can do. Take your timer and put 33-second as we are blessing this time. Okay, can't really see it, but I will not say a thing after. So I'm just going to close out. Thank you for listening as I continue to bring forth what's coming up for me. Not in perfection, as you can tell, definitely not in perfection, but it's the best way that I can right now. So thank you for your support. Thank you for listening. And I want to hear your voice as well. 33-second of silence and gratitude for YouTube, the channels, internet, Wi-Fi, and everything. Which is really in gratitude for your presence, or my presence in your home, in your heart.